I'm Helen. I am here with THL to do some interviews today, and I won the MCC Young Female Broadcaster of the Year 2025 competition, so I'm extremely excited to be asking some professional female cricketers about their experiences in cricket. And I'm here with Bex Tyson today, so I'm going to find out a little bit about her life and her background in cricket. So Bex, how did you really get interested in cricket?
I started playing cricket when I was about 9 years old. My dad got me into it initially, but my whole family really is to do with cricket. So my mum's, ever since I remember, my mum scored, my granddad umpired, and my dad played as well. And he was a coach at my club. So I joined when I was 9 and started playing there.
What was the first club that you joined?
It was Leverstock Green Cricket Club. Yeah.
And was that with girls and boys or?
I was with boys.
With boys.
Yeah, I played boys cricket for 2 years before I joined a girls team, Hemel Cricket Club.
What, did you have a preference playing with boys or playing with girls? Or?
I didn't actually mind too much, I think, because initially in those first years I made really good friends with those boys, and I think because I grew up there from when I was even younger, I grew up knowing them. But I did obviously love playing with girls, and I made some of my friends that I still am friends with today at that club. I love both pretty equally, to be fair.
Did you ever have, sort of a particular experience that put you off playing with boys? Like, did anyone ever make a comment to you because you were a girl playing in the boys' team?
Yeah, I think not so much in my team, but the other teams, I think, maybe caused me more trouble than my own. Like turning up to other teams that we're playing against and, getting out the car and they're laughing, because there's a girl rocked up in cricket whites and they think it's funny. Yeah, that was quite upsetting for the first couple of years probably. I think as I got better personally and they started being familiar and, get them out every now and then and sort of humble them a bit, then it got a bit easier. But definitely every now and then it was quite tough to be kind of laughed at.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's no better way than to prove them wrong,
Exactly.
those who laughed at you.
Yeah.
So how did you really deal with that comment, the nasty comments you got from some people?
I think when I was young, I didn't have much confidence, so I probably just ignored it quite a lot. But my team were actually really good, and they every now and then would stand up for me and just tell them to shut up. Yeah, I didn't have too much trouble. It was mainly just the weird looks and laughs.
So you currently play for Hampshire, and what have your highlights been playing with the women's team there?
Oh, highlights, everything. It's such a good group of girls, and the coaching staff are amazing. The standard of cricket as well has been so impressive. Like this time last year, I was playing for Hertfordshire, which is the equivalent of Tier 3 cricket now, and I'm so grateful for Charlotte Edwards for, giving me the opportunity to play at Hampshire, and I've just loved every moment of it and like being able to learn and grow my game.
And you also play for London Spirit, of course, in the 100. And you told me earlier that you have a sort of a cool background story to how you actually started playing, because you started off as a coach for them, didn't you?
Yeah. So 3 years ago, there was a program, I think it was called the Female Workforce Development Coach, which meant that one female coach that was working on or had their level 3 could go to a team for a week and experience the competition. And I was able to work with London Spirit through there. And I think they ended up finding out that I was a left-arm spinner, which at that point I don't think they had anyone that did that. So they were asking me to net bowl and stuff. So I was doing that. And then, I think that and playing for the Sunrisers second 11 meant that Charlotte Edwards could see me. And 2 years later, I ended up getting drafted into the 100 for London Spirit. So full circle, really.
Would you say Charlotte Edwards is probably your biggest role model in cricket, or just the biggest support you had growing up?
I think from me, when I started at 9 years old and watching cricket, like she was the person I loved watching the most. There's literally the second photo on my phone is me and her, and I find it really funny that I've got a picture of her on my phone, and 14 years later, she ends up being my coach. So, she's a massive inspiration for me and like so many other girls out there playing cricket.
Do you think you have a good support network in the London Spirit team within the 100? Because obviously the competition's done a lot for women in general. Do you feel like it's helped you in your career?
Yeah, definitely. And I think knowing the girls, because the team hasn't changed too much in the last 2 years from me coaching them to playing, knowing the girls really helped me get to know, get fit into the tournament as well. So that really helped. And yeah, I think the format of the competition is amazing, especially for the women's game. And yeah, I'm really appreciative of it.
Of course. And so obviously you're a Take Her Lead champion.
Yeah.
What made you decide to actually want to become a champion for the charity?
So when I heard about this Take Her Lead about a year or two ago, and I just thought it was so cool that something was finally being done about the female game at grassroots level. And then when they came to Hampshire, and I realised I could have the opportunity to become a champion for them, I thought it was a no-brainer. Especially as I was already a coach, I was really comfortable talking to younger girls. After having the platform now of playing for Hampshire, I could then inspire the next generation. So yeah, that was pretty cool to be able to have the opportunity to do that. And yeah, I've loved working with Take Her Lead.
Is there a particular moment that you remember from a workshop where you felt you really made an impact on a young girl?
Yeah, there was one hub in particular. There wasn't very many girls there, but one of them, we were going around talking about how we got into cricket, and one of them was trying to get into her cricket team at school, and they didn't have a separate girls team. They just had a boys team, and they were saying how none of the boys really let her have a go when it was her turn when trialing. They'd always just jump in front of her in the queue and stuff. And we spoke about maybe talking to their teacher and seeing if they could start a girls team as well. And she actually went the next week and came back to me in the session 2 weeks later and said that she spoke to the PE teacher, and they're actually starting a girls cricket team for her, because she said, if I bring some of my friends with me, would this be okay? And they actually did it. So I don't know if that's still going, but the fact that I kind of helped her, I feel, maybe inspire her enough to ask that question and change something at her school, maybe start a girls cricket team. That was pretty cool.
So being a Take Her Lead champion, how would you sort of describe it in three or four words?
Inspirational and really fun. Yeah, I think I'll stick with that.
A more general question about women's cricket. Do you have a specific vision for what women's cricket can be in the future? What direction do you think it's going in?
I think it's growing every year by year. I think look at the World Cup that's starting today. It's so cool to be able to see it on socials. Every time I open my Instagram, the first thing is Cricket World Cup in India. And that's so cool because this time, 8 years ago, when it was here, I think, I don't remember seeing it around that much, and the crowds weren't as big and it wasn't talked about as much. So the fact that people are talking about it, I went to watch a county championship game the other day with a few of my male friends, and they were all saying oh, I can't wait for the one in England. We're gonna come to all the games, and that, seeing that and hearing that from them means so much, I think, to the women's game. And the amount of girls playing at grassroots level just keeps growing and growing is only gonna be more beneficial for the game. So it's amazing.
It should be a great opener today in the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, looking forward to it.